Hello children, good morning to you all. Welcome to online class. This is Somaya Dorepalli, School Assistant English in ZPHS Nilayagudam, Mandal Tripura. Dear children, I am going to deal with the 7th class 3rd unit. This unit deals with the theme bravery. So let's turn to page number 40 in our textbooks. There we see face sheet. Dear children, look at the picture carefully and answer the questions next. So first of all, look at the picture carefully. I hope you have observed the picture carefully. Now it's time for questions. What do you see in the picture? Yes, you see some soldiers waging war against each other. So you see a war scene in the picture. Okay. What do you think may be the causes of wars in the world? Yes, very good. There are so many reasons for wars, but if we broadly categorize, there are 8 prominent causes of wars in the world. Those are, first one, economic gain. Often wars take place for the control of wealth of one nation. So when one nation wants to take control of other nation, then the war takes place. For example, Anglo-Indian wars in between 1766 to AD to 1849 AD. Actually, so many other countries invaded our nation. French, Dutch, after that the British. When the British came to our country, they came as businessmen, but later they looted everything from us. So economic gain is the prominent reason for wars in the world. Second one, territorial gain. A country might decide that it needs more land area for living space, agricultural needs, or for other purposes. So when a country needs more land for living space, agricultural needs, and for other purposes like establishing industries and for other reasons, it wants to take control of the territory of other nation. So then the war takes place. So territorial gain is the second reason for wars in the world. Next, religion. Religious conflicts often have deep roots. Religious wars can often be tied to other regions such as nationalism or our past deceit. For suppose, if we take crusades in the past, those wars were done on the basis of religion only. And so many people think that their religion is superior, and it leads to conflicts, it leads to wars. So religion is also one of the prominent reasons for war. Next, nationalism. Nationalism means attempting to prove that your country is superior to another by violent subjugation. It means that you think that your nation is superior to other nations, and that leads to the oppression of other nations, that leads to the attack of other nations. Sometimes nationalism leads to oppression of the minorities within the country also. So that is why we should be very careful of nationalism. Loving one's own country is good, but it should not violate the rights of other minorities, other people. We should remember that, children. Next, revenge. Seeking to punish, redress a grievance, or simply fight back for a perceived slight can often be a factor for war. So revenge. If some country attacks on us, definitely we want to take revenge on that particular nation. Revenge also relates to nationalism. So revenge is also one of the prominent reasons for war in the world. Next, civil war. This generally takes place when there is a sharp internal disagreement within your country. This disagreement can be about who rules or how the country should be run or for the people's rights. So, civil war takes place when there is a sharp internal disagreement within your country. If some section of people want to do not want the rulers, definitely they want to revolt against such rulers. And if there is a sharp disagreement about how the country should be run, then the war takes place. And if the people's rights are violated, if the people's rights are denied, then also war takes place. So this is also one of the prominent reasons for wars in the world. Next, revolutionary war means revolution. These are the individual or group that rules the country. So suppose if a large section of the population of a country revolts against the ruler or rulers, then revolution takes place within the country. Next, defensive war. Defensiveness is also one of the prominent reasons for wars in the world. In the modern world, when military aggression is widely questioned, countries will often argue that they are fighting in a purely defensive capacity against an aggressor or a potential aggressor, and that their war is therefore a just war. And people, especially some nations, fight against other nations, and they argue that they are waging war against on that particular nation in a purely defensive capacity. To protect themselves, they are waging war against other nations. For suppose if we take the war between the conflict between India and Pakistan, Pakistan always tries to attack on us, and it defends itself by saying that it is waging war against on a purely defensive capacity. So in this manner, war takes place. So defensiveness is also one of the prominent reasons for wars in the world. Dear children, I hope you have understood why the war takes place in the world. So these are some of the prominent reasons for wars in the world. Economic gain, territorial gain, religion, nationalism, revenge, civil war, and revolution within the country, and defensiveness. So these are the prominent reasons for wars in the world. Okay, dear children, I hope you have understood why the war takes place in the world. Now, children, tell me, what is the impact of wars on human life? Is war good? No, very good. It is not at all good. Now tell me, what is the impact of wars on human life? Yes, mass destruction of people. When war takes place, there is a mass destruction of people. If you take World War I and World War II, or whatever the war it may be, so if war takes place, definitely there is a mass destruction of people. People's lives are lost. Women, children, men, every person will die of wars. Second impact is mass destruction of cities. When war takes place, definitely major cities are destroyed. So for suppose if we take the Second World War, in Second World War, uh, uh, two Japanese cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, were totally destroyed of atom bombs. So when war takes place, mass destruction of cities take place. So this is also one of the prominent impact impacts of wars. Next one, injuries. So many people get injured when war takes place, especially frontline soldiers. They lose their lives and also they get injured. And when there is a war, there are atrocities against women and children. Women sexually, women are sexually harassed, and there are atrocities against children also, and malnutrition takes place because when there is a war, one particular nation tries to spend more time and more money on weapons, so it do not concentrate it doesn't concentrate on malnutrition of the people and the development of people, so it concentrates more on war than the development. That is why malnutrition takes place and children suffer a lot and women also suffer a lot because of the wars. Next, illness. When there is a war, there is a mental trauma, physical illness of the people. So that is why wars are not at all good. And long lasting ill effect on a country's economy. When war takes place, uh, uh, one particular nation which wages war against other nation, it totally spends much time and money on wars only, on buying weapons. So in this manner, there is a long lasting ill effect on a country's economy also. Negative effects such as infrastructure, public health provision, and social order. So when war takes place, there are so many burglaries within the country, and public health provision is um, affected a lot, and there is an ill effect on infrastructure also. If we observe carefully, in the past decade, more than 2 million children killed in the wars throughout the world. How pathetic it is, children. Adults wage war against each other and children suffer. What a sad situation it is. In the last decade, if we observe carefully, more than 20 lakh children killed in wars throughout the world. It's very sad. I'm saddened in my heart when I heard this word. I heard this sentence. More than 2 million children killed in the wars throughout the world in the past decade. Next, post-traumatic stress disorder. When war takes place, people suffer mentally, especially soldiers, frontline soldiers, and their families suffer a lot mentally. And depression takes place, and anxiety also takes place because they don't know when they lose their lives. And some of the emotional effects also takes place when there is a war. Depression, anxiety, post traumatic stress disorder, all these are emotional ill effects of wars, and soldiers lost their lives. Dear children, these are some of the impacts of war. This is the impact of wars on human life: mass destruction of people, mass destruction of cities, injuries, atrocities against women and children, malnutrition, illness, long lasting ill effect on a country's economy, negative